What movies captivated you when you were growing up?
You know, it's interesting. People have been asking me a question a lot. What was my inspiration for Avatar? So I keep going back in time. Like, no, I was already thinking about it before that. I keep going back farther and farther and farther. And I wind up getting back into a very murky time in my childhood where I remember certain films very vividly that were fantasy or science fiction films. And usually the ones that I remembered the most vividly were the Ray Harryhausen films. Whether it was Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, or Mysterious Island, or Jason and the Argonauts, or even the black and white, 20 Million Miles to Earth. It was the thing I couldn't understand. It was very dreamlike, because I didn't know what stop motion animation was. So I was seeing something that was impossible and otherworldly. And so those movies influenced me a lot. And then, of course, I was also reading a steady diet of science fiction and consuming comic books at a prodigious rate and doing a lot of drawing and so on. So that was all part of that feedback cycle of reading, taking in, and then spewing out, by drawing. And for me, it was always in a narrative form. Like I would draw my own comic books. And I wouldn't copy comic books, I would riff on them, and make up my own stories. So, but I can't get much farther back than that without, kind of hitting a wall of remembrance. I mean, certainly Wizard of Oz was a huge film when I was a kid, and it still is my favorite movie.
That's so interesting, because Wizard of Oz, not unlike Avatar or some of your other films, but specifically Avatar, creates a world, takes you to another place, a complete total environment of make-believe. But one that you relate to very strongly on a human level. And it's your favorite.
Yeah, still is to this day. And it's a character's journey. Mm-hmm. And it's a journey of enlightenment for that character. And it's the interesting thing about that movie, that I think probably has stuck with me, is that there's both beauty and terror in that world. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing that I told my design team on Avatar was I want to scare the crap out of people, but I also want it to be beautiful. And there aren't that many movies these days that really put a premium on the idea of beauty.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.